What's going on? It's your boy Masta B here live from the MMB Radio Studios for the MMB Radio Podcast, where no topic is too big or too small. We talk about them all. And 2026 is here. We're ringing in the new year with our first guest of the new year. And it's the Northeast. We're located in the Northeast. It's wintertime. It's cold. But we're going to bring a little bit of the summer with us. We're going to bring her in right now, the fit GILF, Miss Summer Angel. How are you?
Oh, I am good, and I like that introduction. And yeah, it's cold up north. That's originally where I'm from, so I know.
And we're going to talk about this because I say the fit GILF, adult entertainer, but you've worn a lot of hats in your lifetime.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
yeah.
I don't even know where to start. I mean, you look at it, we could run down the whole resume here. I mean, if it's a position, not always in the sexual one, but if it's a position or a title, you've held it. So I guess first, obviously you're in the adult entertainment.
Homework. I'm impressed.
The homework consists of watching a lot of your content. So, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a fun time researching this. But, no, you are a former cheerleader. You are a former PLAYBOY bunny. Which one of these things do you want to start with first? Of how they all, I guess we'll start from the very beginning?
Oh, my goodness. That would take us forever. We can't do that.
Well, we do mention again,
everybody keeps saying, my daughter's like, you should do like one of those mini-series, She says, your life is, I could easily write a freaking book. But, it's just one thing always just led into another thing that led into another thing that led it into another thing,
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just like the whole porn thing. Like people are like, how did you get into porn? I go, I don't know. I started taking pretty pictures. Next thing you know, pretty pictures went to porn. Yeah.
Well, you've lived a life where, some people out there say, they have dreams of being like a PLAYBOY bunny and, or a model. And it's just like, that's a whole life right there to get to that moment. You've done that and like 20 other things.
I know.
Like, how do you have the time to live this whole entire life?
Well, that's the thing. I never stop. I never stopped, and I was a single mom. So it was like being a single mom, I had to have like 3 jobs just to pay for a roof over our head and, daycare and all that other kind of stuff, so that's what started me, into dancing back then, but I was always into health and fitness. So it was like everything just kind of led into the other thing that led into the other thing, It was like I was always teaching aerobics, so then I started competing. And then when I competed, I'm at the gym working out, and people are, like, wow, you should maybe do this or try this. And it's like, okay, maybe I should. And they're like, wow, you should be you could be a cheerleader. You should go for it. And I'm like, okay, I think I will. So it's just one thing leads to another. And I like to stay busy. So that's probably why too. And it's fun. It's all kind of fun stuff,
And that's the key thing. You obviously had to have had fun doing it, living this life, because, again, it's not something that, you do and you're like, all right, I hate this, you know what I mean? But, to be able to get opportunity after opportunity and just, one door opens, you can just take advantage of another opportunity. Like, it's a kudos to you, because a lot of people listening, they get nervous, they get scared, they don't take a chance on themselves, they don't bet on themselves. Clearly you bet on yourself if you were able to be successful at so many different things. You kind of just take the chance. So where did that mentality come from, where you're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do this, and if I I make it, great, and if I don't, well then shit, whatever.
It's gonna sound funny. Actually, I'd have to say my dad. My dad's strong like bull Polish mentality. That's it. He would say all the time, first of all, you could put anything you put your mind into and never do anything half-assed. If you're going to do it, go for it, You got to swing the bat to be in the game. It's really that simple.
Mm-hmm.
So I swung the bat
and you're a
my whole
testament
life.
to that.
Yeah. Thinking, well, something's going to get a hit, and being a single mom, always needing money. So it was like, well, geez, if you dance, I'll make more money. Then I won't have to waitress 3 days a week. I could just do this one. So, whatever made more sense and gave me more time and freedom too,
Mm-hmm. Now, you've always been very successful at it, but I mean, you said like you got to swing the bat to be in the game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's had to been times where you swung that bat and struck out. How did what is some of those moments where how did you kind of, put that in the rearview mirror and just say, you know what, like, because people looking and listening to your story and looking at, your bio and everything, they're like, oh wow, she's been successful. But I mean, everybody's had to fail at some point.
Oh, hon, everything in life comes with a big, big price tag. So I'm one of those and I didn't put it out online. A lot of people, when it's happened, that they put it out online, and I didn't, just for the sake of, I think I was just too embarrassed at that point. But I was another one of those content creators that lost a job because of what I do right now. I literally walked in my office, and 5 minutes later, I was escorted out the door. So that had to have been one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. And I'm not embarrassed at what I do, but when you're blindsided by it all, and my bosses were younger than me, and they found out about the whole OnlyFans thing and the whole 9 yards, And, I get it. I understand, no hard feelings, but it was just, it was a hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you hear that story.
why,
you hear that story so much now because, especially.
Yes, you hear it more and more, and people do not realize these young girls. Now, granted, I got into this shit a year and a half ago. I just turned 66. So, I got into the OnlyFans later in life, and it still cost me a pretty penny. Now here it is as a young girl. You're getting into OnlyFans. Just be careful. Because your life is out there, and everybody knows.
Internet does not go away.
Ever.
And I feel like you've over the last, it's now 2026. We're 6 years removed from the pandemic. I feel like there was an uprise in people joining OnlyFans, joining these platforms during that time because people were having a hard time making ends meet. And you heard that story a lot. You heard people that were, they were a waitress or, people that were in higher positions who probably at that time when there was not a lot of jobs for people, there were people that actually had more job security. I know people that said they were nurses. It's like, well, you're a nurse. Like you would think during that time you would have more job security than, somebody working at a Best Buy or, you know what I mean, trying to sell TVs. Like nobody's buying a TV during the pandemic, but nurses are essential workers. They're needed. The problem is they weren't getting paid. They weren't getting paid the right amount of money. They weren't, to be going through the stuff they're doing. So they had to come up with other options, OnlyFans, and then end up losing their jobs. I guess the point I'm getting at is what advice would you have for somebody right now who may be, been laid off from a job or thinking about getting into it and the nervousness of, a job finding out? How do you help them navigate through that?
Just be aware of consequences. Everything in life comes with some sort of consequence. We all have decisions to make, right, wrong, indifferent. And I'm not talking just about, your job, to your family. I've had some family members that have had quite a hard time with it. And that's a hard pill to swallow too. So I would just say, just be careful that this is something that you really want to get into, and make sure your eyes are open. And here's to the other point you said, which is so true. This industry is oversaturated with content creators right now. Because of the pandemic, you're exactly right. Because everybody that could do anything, we're working at home, trying to make some money. We had time, and that's when more and more content creators became, and people keep thinking that, oh my God, they're going to make all this great money. you know what? You got to work it, and you got to work it hard. It isn't what you think it is. It's not.
I mean, it's very similar to the podcast game. You know, I've been doing radio and interviewing and, you know, different aspects of media for over, you know, 20 years, you know, but it's so accessible now for anybody to just grab a microphone and start talking, and they have a podcast. And I always tell people when they ask me when they're going to start a podcast, they ask me for advice. And I tell them, I said, you got to do something that makes you stand out from everybody else. It's like any other form of entertainment now. It's oversaturated. You see TV shows like American Idol and, you know, The Voice and all this stuff. And so well, what makes these singers stand out? Like, they got to have, like, you know, there's a million people out there, more than that want to be a superstar singer or, you know, entertainer. So, I mean, having been only in this, like you said, short while, but having a lifelong history of kind of just doing different entrepreneur things, at 66 years old, what registered where you said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do this, and it's just going to, you know, if people are on for a board for the ride, great, and if not, it is what it is. Maybe it's a little bit easier at your age than to someone that's younger because, you know, they got their whole life to, you know, that they have to worry about. Like, you've lived a full life, you know.
Exactly. So I could say, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know, and that's kind of where it's at right now. And it's like, especially after losing my job, I couldn't get another job again doing what I'm doing because, hey, they do background checks. So, of course, they're going to say, well, why did you fire her? Well, she does OnlyFans. Well, they're not going to hire me to, you know, to buy their stock. You know, they're just not going to do it, you know. So what are you going to do? So I thought, well, I'm going to turn this baby up. And now since I turned 66 last year, I said to myself, well, you know what? Now that I turned 66, I am going to give this year, give it all, you know, and just do as much content as I want to do, make as good content as I like to do, and have some fun with it, and do it my way, you know. And that's why when I got in the industry too, I owned the GILF thing from the get-go. You know, I was not afraid to say, you know, Foxy Fit GILF. I am a GILF. You know, because that's exactly what I am, you know. So I'd like to say that was a good thing that I did as well, you know.
Now, not to get too personal into your life, but let me ask, I mean, like, do you live a comfortable life that you can take this kind of challenge? And the reason I ask that is because there are people out there who are contemplating doing what you do, and they really have, you know, they're not stable or have a backup plan to say, you know what, I'm going to do this. And it's just like, if this doesn't work, I kind of just, you know, it's over. Being 66, I would assume that you have like a perfect, you know, a backup plan as far as, you know, like you're living a comfortable life that if, you know, something were to go wrong, that you're not, you know, scrambling.
Well, here's a funny thing too. I still work full time.
Okay.
I took another job working at a really cool center, and I enjoyed it a lot. And like I said, I work full-time days. Because of that reason that I did not plan accordingly way back in the day. You know, I had no really humongous 401k because I was, like I said, single mom. I had to, you know, put a roof over our heads and do that kind of stuff, you know, where now being I'm still working, though, like I said, I'm looking forward to monopolizing more on summer, you know, because it's there if I work it, you know. So that's what I'm planning on this year.
Yeah. Now, former Playboy bunny. That's, you know, that's not something just to kind of glaze over. Yeah. Kind of take us through the journey of being a Playboy bunny. Because even that, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're doing now. It is, you know, a lifestyle that, hey, everybody's going to see you.
Yeah.
How did you feel about getting into that world? I decided
I'm probably very much a what are them people that
Like an exhibitionist or?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I'm probably very much like that. Even though I'm shy, which is kind of weird.
It's
But
not really, because I
yeah,
tell people I'm a bit of an introvert, and they're like, "How the hell are you an introvert and you DJ and you do podcasting and you talk?" Like, I could talk to anybody on the street. I don't know. Maybe I'm self-diagnosing myself with the wrong title or label. I'm just like, maybe I'm just not an introvert. Maybe I just don't like to be bothered at times. I don't know what
yeah,
it is.
yeah. No, it could be a little bit of both because I think I'm kind of like that too. You know.
So
I'm
you
sorry.
got to be a Playboy bunny,
Yeah,
and
so it was like so again. That was the thing too. The Playboy Club was coming to Buffalo, and they were looking for bunnies, and it was like, well, okay, someone's like, oh, well, you got a really nice build. And this is way before I even had boobs, so goes to show you.
how old were you at this time when you're getting into this?
20. I was 20
Okay.
years old.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 20 years old, and I was the bumper pool bunny. I must have shot probably 1,000 games of pool a night. That's all I did.
And was it good
At my
pay,
club.
or was it just for exposure, or like obviously we know how this opened up other doors for other things, but like when you were doing it, what were you thinking at that age? Were you thinking like this is my life now? This is what I'm going to do for a living, or?
No, I thought that, I don't know what I really thought. I thought that, well, I had just gotten married too.
Okay, so 20 some years
So,
old, getting married,
yeah,
and
yeah. And then I got pregnant, so I had to quit.
okay, so everything moved at fast speed then.
Yeah,
Okay, and then
yeah.
the pro being a pro cheerleader kind of that came after
hmm
being a Playboy bunny.
That came after. I had my own gym at the time, and they were bringing on the indoor football arena,
Hmm.
and there was the Buffalo Destroyers, and their cheerleaders were the Buffalo Bombshells. So all the guys at my gym used to say, well, shoot, you're a bombshell, you should go try out. And I said, okay. So I did, and I was the oldest cheerleader on the squad. Go
Hmm.
figure. Nobody would even stand next to me. We're not standing next to her.
They all want to stand next to you now. You got plenty of fans, 50,000 fans on, on X that are would
I know I just hit 50,000 too. I hope. You get it and then they take it away. Then they give it back, then they take it away.
yeah, it's a lot of bots and weird shit going
Oh
on
my
there,
God.
but still, I mean, anything more than a couple hundred. I mean, Jesus, like, I mean, you have a following and you have a fan base.
Yeah.
What is that feeling like
I
to know
have
that
to
there's so many
say,
people that are interested in what you're doing?
my I have other creators that tell me, because they see it more than I do, and I don't know why. Maybe because I'm working, so I can't pay all that much attention sometimes, And they're like, your fan engagement is out the roof. I can post something, and within an hour, I could have, 10,000 views already. In an hour, I'm thinking, oh my God. It's crazy. It's my I love my fans because the people that follow me, they really, they enjoy me, And I told them this year that I'll let them in a little bit more on my adventures because they seem to like that, when I go
Hmm.
out and about and out on town and stuff and things I do. Because I live a very fun-filled life, so.
And when we mentioned that you were going to be on the podcast, that you were going to be the first guest of the new year, I mean, we got so many notifications and DMs of questions from people that were like, ask her this, ask her that. So we're going to get into some of those questions. And we're also going to talk about a little bit about AVN, which is coming up. And we're going to mention,
Yeah.
we're going to plug that because all these fans, a lot of the fans are asking, one of the questions was like, how can I see her? How can I meet her? And then clearly, like if you look on the X, it's like you will be in AVN in Vegas, January 21st through the 25th. And big announcement is that you'll be signing at the Dark Fans booth at AVN. So kind of
Yep.
tell everybody what that's all about and how they can kind of, you know, go there and meet you and grab photos and all that stuff.
Yep, I am at the Dark Fans booth, which is booth 1304. I'm there on Thursday from 5 to 8, and then Friday 12 to 3.
And fans can come and grab a photo with you and get some signed merch.
Yeah, exactly. Come say hello. I'd love to meet them. That's probably the greatest, the most fun I have out of it all, is when, you walk somewhere and you hear, oh my God, Summer, and they see you and recognize you and they want to talk to you, and, that's really kind of cool. I like that. That's the fun part of it.
And that was one of the biggest questions that we got, was like, how can they meet you? How can they interact with you? Because you have great fan interaction through your socials. And now people are like, okay, I want to take it to the next level. Like, I actually want to meet her in person. This is your opportunity. AVN in Vegas, 21st through the 25th. She'll be there Thursday, 22nd, 5 to 8, Friday the 23rd, 12 to 3, booth 1304. You can get all that information too on AVN site, and as well as on your X. But some of the other questions I have from fans. So, I mean, fans, mentioned the fact that, you're a bodybuilding champion, and a lot of people want to know, like, how at your age, what is your daily routine? How do you stay so kind of fit? And, I mean, was there any secrets, anything that you do that you're kind of like had the fountain of youth where you're like, you know what, like I do this every morning, or I do that every morning?
Well, the thing is, I've done the exact same thing for so many mornings for so long that it's just like, when they talk about muscle memory, I think my body also has memory of everything. Like somebody like me, I make myself my own vitamin C drink every night. No, I've not done that in a while because I did it for every night for 16 years. That's a long time. Just like eating chicken and rice when you're on a bodybuilding diet. I eat chicken and rice every day for 11 years when I competed. And I had salmon for dinner with broccoli and tomato for 11 years. So you get to sometimes I'm going to take a break from it. So for somebody that absolutely loves the gym and lived in the gym, I had my own gym. I took a break from the gym. When COVID hit, everybody took a break from the gym. COVID really did a number on me personally, because I couldn't train nothing. It was horrible. And ever since, I just can't seem to get my mojo back on the gym. But it's funny. It's one of my 2026 goals, and I'm a pretty good goal achiever. That I'm going to get myself where I want it to be again. So, which means hitting the gym a lot harder.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it's a dedication, like anything. You have, you make the time for it, and then it's one of those things where you have to stay on it. So for people that are asking, like, what's your secret, what you do, I think it's finding what just works for you. But then when you find what works for you, stay on it. You can't lapse, and like you said, you did it for 11 years doing it, and then you just kind of go cold turkey. And this is like, okay, now it's weird trying to, kickstart it and get back into that rhythm again. So for all the fans that were asking, like, your fitness tips on that.
But it's like, well, first of all, I'm extremely active, and a body in motion stays in motion. So that's one thing. I'm a beach person. I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm a mover and a groover and a shaker. I probably walk at my job about 4 to 5 times a day. So, and I have a very physical job now too. So, it's just different, and like I said, I still have my weights here at home, and I'll pick them up and I'll do this, and I'll get on the floor and I'll, do some booty lifts, and I'll do this and that. And so that's what I mean. As long as you keep it in motion, and I still eat really good. I'm trying to put some weight back on. I had lost some weight. I'm trying to put it back on, so I'm trying to eat junk food, which does not agree with me necessarily. But,
I mean, when your body's trained to be a certain way, and now
I
you're
know,
putting,
it doesn't like it.
it feels toxins and says this is
I
what is
know.
this, you
It's
know?
like, what the hell is that coming down?
Exactly. Now you mentioned
I
you have
remember-
this.
I remember just having Chick-fil-A for the first time. I think it was like last year. Like, I could never understand. How do these people wait in line to buy a chicken sandwich? I'm like,
It's like crack.
I'm thinking, man, it better do more than just fill my tummy. It better fuck me, suck me, or do whatever the hell. Just not fill my belly. I've been waiting in line for 20 minutes for a chicken sandwich. Well, then I had one.
Mm-hmm.
I get why they're waiting in line 20 minutes for a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
They're pretty damn good.
And
But
I mean,
so
it's the same
bad
thing with
for
places
you.
like Starbucks.
So bad for you.
Yeah. But people swear by it, and I think that your body's just become immune to certain things. And you mentioned, like I said, we were talking about you have this new job and everything. So does the new job have any idea of what it is you do?
No.
Okay. Now, how hard is that to keep that secret? Because I mean, obviously you gotta move like a night vision, like a stalker in the night, because clearly you see what happened with the last job.
I know. Well, luckily, I deal with a lot of old people, so they
don't know the internet.
No, they don't. I had a woman today. I was explaining, telling her how to like make a protein shake and stuff. Put it in your blender. And she's like, I don't have a blender. I'm like, what? She goes, I got an electric mixer. Can I do it with an electric mixer? I'm like, oh, baby, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't get that one, tech-savvy senior that's out there that's like has multiple accounts and is doing TikTok videos and sees you.
I know.
But I mean, again, that's a kudos to you that you don't live in a fear where you're like, you know what, like, hey, like, I don't talk about it, but it's not an anxiety filled thing where it's like it's consuming
luckily though, the person in which owns the facility does know that I'm on OnlyFans and I'm a creator and all that kind of stuff. So he does know, and he could care less.
And the crazy thing is that OnlyFans, if you stop and you think about it, and like when you think of OnlyFans, like obviously like you think of porn and, adults content, stuff of that nature. But in reality, anybody can have an OnlyFans and it not be anything that deals with that. I mean, you could have an OnlyFans and it could just be fitness and people are just paying to know your fitness tips, so, that's my gripe with OnlyFans. People hear OnlyFans and automatically like, oh, porn. Well, yeah, I would say probably 99% of the content on there is porn related. However, that's not really what the concept was. I mean, I'm sure OnlyFans and the owners of OnlyFans, they cater to that because obviously that's where the money is. But you could have an OnlyFans and you could be, I don't know, a fucking gardener. You know what I mean? You could be doing something culinary, like pay for my recipes,
anything. Yep.
But and it's cool that you got, like I said, you got somebody there that just is just like whatever, out of sight, out of mind. As long as it's not being promoted here, like who gives a shit?
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Now, how often do you shoot content?
So here's a perfect example. AVN's coming up. Well, that's the greatest thing about a lot of these things. Like, people go to Exotica and the expos and things like that. You go because all the other creators are going. So that's the best place in which to meet up because everybody's there anyway to do content. So while you're there, you're trying to shoot as much content as you can, so that, just like you can release it. So like during the AVNs, I think I've got 9 shoots scheduled in 3 days. So
it's a huge networking event.
Yep.
So not only you meeting fans and you're connecting with the fans, but you're also networking with other content creators, and that kind of leads me to the question too: is just like what is the vibe you get from other content creators? Because like you said, it is an oversaturated field. Do you find where people are very accepting of you, and are people cordial, or do you run into a lot of people that are just very cutthroat? Like, what kind of vibe do you get from other creators that you collaborate with, or just kind of brush shoulders with?
I have been blessed to work with and meet some of the nicest, most amazing people, actually. Like your Peter Fitzwells. He is been in the porn industry for a very long time. Great gentleman, knows a lot of people, and will give you as much information as you need. Any question, he's there. All of my shoots with the different companies, the people that I've shot with from the get-go have been nothing but professional. So I think it's really, it's been good so far. I've not really had a lot of I don't think I've had any really bad experiences. I know who I wouldn't work with, just because what doesn't fit my style, there are, you can tell, like, people that always film together, because they live in the same neighborhoods or same towns or same cities. Just like us here in Tampa, we've got our network. You've got your Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando network. So when somebody has a shoot house, you see everybody shooting with somebody that you may have seen shoot with before, because it's close and it's easy. I try to put out a new video every 2 weeks. That's what I try to do. That's my goal.
Now, having a flexible schedule and having the luxury of kind of like dictating what it is you're going to do, what you're not going to do. Obviously, not everybody has that luxury. Sometimes people are put into situations where they have to shoot content that they're not comfortable with. What are some of the things that you just are like X's, like red flags, like will not do for people that are interested in hitting you up and want to collaborate with you? What are some of the things where you're just like, yeah, that shit just does not fly with me?
Nothing abusive whatsoever. Lately, I don't understand the whole, and I get it, and what works for others, great, more power to you. As Dad would say, there's an S for every seat in this world, and and all kinds of different kinks, but all the aggressive porn I'm seeing lately is just turning my stomach. I don't get it. I don't get it. The women are being abused and slapped around and choked and wrestled, and I don't get that. Mm-hmm. I don't. To me, it's not sexual. It's not stimulating. It's not getting me moist. I'm looking at it going, hey, somebody should call 911.
Yeah, he just witnessed a crime. And again, I mean, there's different niches for different people, and people that, kinks and everything. Personally, I'm not into that. Like, I don't, I feel.
I mean, dominatrix is one thing. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm talking about just the porn lately that I'm seeing. It's just, I don't know. But anyway. Yeah,
but the good thing is, what are the types of scenes and things that you enjoy shooting?
Oh my God. Like adult time. I truly, there's another porn company, Sinful XXX. Their porn has such good storylines and is sensual and stimulating. It's not like, oh, well, here's the bed, we're going to fuck, wham, bam, thank you, man. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, my tits, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm thinking, if I see one more black ass banging somebody again, bum, 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 I'm thinking, man, where's the loving and where's that? To me, that gets me high. That's the kind of stuff I would like. Those are the kind of companies I would like to work for. And they're out there, you see more and more of them now, where they're starting to actually make movies again, you know.
Movies with dialogue and actually like have roles and
Yeah,
a story, and it's not.
storyline. Yeah.
I think the whole Gonzo uh, concept of it is just kind of been played out to the point where people are just like, all right, you know what I mean? Like you said, how many times can you see the same thing happening
I
over and over
know.
again? You know, you've seen it the first time. The first time it's like, ooh, it's kind of taboo because you kind of feel like you're a fly on the wall.
Mhm.
And you're like, ooh, this is kind of hot because nobody knows that you're in on this, that you're watching this. But then after, like I said, you've seen it enough times, I feel like maybe you just become like numb to it, and it just doesn't have the same razzle dazzle as something with a different storyline. And with storylines, you have different uh, different dialogues, different themes, and it's just like, okay, it's something different every time. So I can attest to that. I can say I'm with you on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So that's what I. So if they're out there, hit me up. I reach out to them constantly, constantly say, love to work with you, love to work with you, love to work with you. They must
Now,
be
who are
sick
some
of
of the
summer.
people that you would love to work with? Like, I mean, do you have like a short list of people that you're like, hey, this is who I want to work with?
Ava Devine.
Big name in the
Um,
game.
I didn't meet her. Yeah, Johnny Sims. He's another one.
Another legend in the game.
Yep. I worked with Sally D'Angelo. We did a video together. That was hot. That was great. Yeah, I like to work with the older legends in the game. Really, you
And then
know.
it makes sense too, because you want to work with people that are clearly like been around, know what the fuck they're doing, like
Mhm.
have a business mindset. And I've said this multiple times in past episodes that I can always kind of tell, like when I'm interviewing people, who's going to be successful in this business and who's going to, just kind of have a short shelf life. Someone told me once before that, the lifespan of an adult entertainer is 3 years max. After 3 years, if you're not evolving and, doing other business things and, kind of like growing with the business, then you just kind of just fall to the wayside. And a lot of that goes back to what we were talking about being an oversaturated business where it's like, hey,
Mhm.
if you don't like kind of like have a game plan of what you want to do and how you want to expand your brand, and actually have a brand, you're going to get left in the dust. So yeah, it's a smart move to work with some of those people because those people obviously, know what they're doing and they've been in this game for a long time and been very successful with it.
Mhm. Exactly. Well, that's another reason, I'm so looking forward to being at the AVNs, because signing at a booth is really good publicity as well. So I appreciate Dark fans for that. So I'll be in the other rooms with the Brazzers and the all the other production companies. So I'll get to say hello to them, and they'll finally get to say hello to me.
And
So
they're
I'm
going to
looking
see
forward
more
to it.
amazing content.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now,
Yeah.
I want to mention because we'll have a little fun with this. Like anybody who follows you on your socials and everything knows that you are obviously from the Northeast, a huge Buffalo Bills
Bills
fan.
fan.
Yes. So what are we
I cried
feeling
a
like after
tear or
that
two
game?
yesterday. You have no idea. Yes, I did.
It was a tough day here in the Philadelphia area, and I know your significant other, your husband, is a big Birds fan, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you were feeling a high earlier in the day and probably a low in the evening. What's the emotions in the household this evening?
Well, yesterday, you're right. It was a very long day. So we started at watching my game at my local bar where I normally watch it. It's a Bills backer bar. He left third quarter, headed over to a local Eagles bar.
Hmm.
So I then shot over after my game to his game. Now, mind you, there were quite a bit of drinks going on, only to have, unfortunately, the Eagles lose. But when we got home, I believe I sucked his dick really well, so he didn't cry so hard and went to bed.
It's a fair trade-off.
And
Yeah, I mean,
we have signs in our house that are identical. It's like, in this house we root for the Bills, and the other ones, in this house we root for the Giants that friends bought us, the Eagles, you know. So he switched them last night. You know, his was on top because, you know, Eagles won the Super Bowl last year.
Mm-hmm.
So now he put mine on top because he's already out.
And I mean, I'm going to assume that you don't mind being on top, right?
No, I don't at all.
On top or on the bottom, I think is a good sign either way. I mean, when you mix alcohol and Eagles fans, and especially a loss, yeah, you got to suck somebody's dick to make them feel better after that. You know what I mean?
Did. I had to. I felt bad.
A lot of people were rooting for that Super Bowl this year. We had a little preview of it a couple weeks ago, and I seen that on your X account where the pictures, you know, of him wearing his Eagles, you wearing your Bills. Mm-hmm. We had that Eagles-Bills matchup, and a lot of people were saying, oh, maybe this is a Super Bowl preview. So, I mean, the Bills are still in it, so we'll see how far the Bills go. So what other, aside from like being a Bills fan, you know, doing the fitness, what other hobbies and interests do you have? A lot of people wanted to know, like, what do you like to do on your downtime? Like, what is something that you like to do to kind of unwind and relax and kind of just, you know, pass the time when you're not being all glamorous and, you know, freaky deaky?
I'm working on my suntan. I love the beach. I'm just a beach bum. And I have got the greatest group of friends, and we're always doing something. We're going, you know, White River rafting or kayaking, or we're playing we're having a poker night, or, you know, we're going to a premiere of a movie, or we're going to First Friday, or something. Like I said, I'm a mover and a groover and a shaker. I'm not a big TV person other than watching football.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get into a series every once in a while. Oh, my God, The Pit. I like The Pit. The new series.
What is this? Is this a new series? I don't get a chance to watch much TV. So what is this? What is this? Is this a TV series called The Pit?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
It's with the guy that was actually in the series, another medical ER series. And he actually just won a Golden Globe, too. But the series itself is amazing. It takes place in Philadelphia at a hospital, Pittsburgh at a hospital.
Okay.
And all in one day. So 1 hour shift, one episode is 1 hour of their shift.
Oh, okay.
So you're watching a season, but it's all just one day. It's amazing. It really is a good show.
I mean, we're looking it up now, and I just saw that they just won 2 Golden Globes last night.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's really done very well. You know, it can be quite gory too because it's done very well. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't really know what the life is like when you're in a hospital setting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've got a girl that I know that she works in the ER. She goes, it's probably the most realistic ER show I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, check it out.
So The Pit. So everybody on The Pit, HBO Max,
check it out.
Check that out. I know there's another one I keep seeing, another show that's on HBO Max. What is this HBO Max show where it's like, I don't know, it's some kind of sports related.
Oh my God!
What is this? Like this little, this like
what is it?
the gay.
Oh my God.
They keep saying there's a lot of like guy on guy stuff going on. I keep seeing it trending on social medias. I'm trying to figure out what the name of it is, like, but apparently it's a big deal. Like everybody's like, oh, you gotta watch this, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to, you know. Heated Rivalry.
Oh, I think it's Undisputed.
Is it Undisputed?
No, what? No, you had it. What was it?
Heated Rivalry. It's about. Okay, this is what it is. It's about hockey players. Yeah, and there's a lot. Apparently, there's a lot of high sticking going on in there, and, you know, and low sticking and everything like
there's
that.
Some puck action going on.
Yeah, like there is. Yeah, I'm like, whoa. It's like, all right.
Where you putting that puck?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Landman. That's a good one.
Landman
with Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay.
Oh my God, he's just wild. It's another good one to see.
So you do
Amazon.
like now when you watch these shows, are you binge watching these, or like is it something that you watch like on a regular basis, or how do you watch content?
We did binge watch The Pit when we started it, but
Okay.
we'll do it like we'll sit down like at 10 o'clock at night, one night and say, hey, well, let's put something on. Friday and Saturdays, Sundays, we're never home, and it's football, and yeah.
I mean, because I like to binge watch content, as well, and the content that I binge watch is probably different than some of the other content. You know what I mean? Like like you said, you got the OnlyFans, so at Foxy Fit Gilf, there's something you can binge watch.
Yeah. Yeah, you can always catch up on some of my series. I got a new one coming out.
Okay, go ahead and plug that. Let us know. Tease that.
Well, it's kind of it should be fun. It's definitely different. Maybe not so different. It's called Hubby, I'm Home.
Okay, I did see this.
And it's just kind of a little twist on things. I get to decide who and what I bring home to hubby.
Okay. Yeah, we're seeing this here with Juicy Jugs.
Mm-hmm. She's the very first one. The next one, I believe, might be a couple. I don't know.
Little teaser out there. Mm-hmm. Now, your husband in real life, like obviously, like how does he feel about what it is that you do?
Well, he's the filmer guy. And
so he's fine with all this. Like you never, it's never been awkward where, you know what I mean? Like you feel like, you can't do what you want to do, or.
It's probably more awkward for me than it is him. So he's the one that's filming. Okay. So when I first started, it was just me and him, That's all it was. And, I think my first scene with somebody else was a three-way with Stax, I think. Yeah. So it just kind of, I went from all to nothing in a heartbeat, But that's how I seem to roll, It's like, okay, well, let's just do this now.
Yeah. Well, and it helps that you have like a supporting, mate that is, willing to allow you to live this journey and do what it is that you do.
And he was in the lifestyle, so, it's not like it's something new to him,
Gotcha. Now, what about other family and friends? Like, obviously, having done this, not for a short while, but like obviously lived this long life, like, how many people had to kind of like leave to the wayside and say, you know what, like, hey, like this is my life, I'm living it the way I choose to live it?
Well, it's funny, like my good group of friends that I spoke about, they really don't know what I do. They have an idea, but I don't discuss it with them. We don't talk about it. So therefore, it's just never brought up. Like I said, people that don't agree with it won't associate with me. They just won't. Like I said, people that fired me or whatever, they just, okay, well, that's it. I just don't want to be around her, so we'll just move on next. So I think people that know that maybe don't like it probably don't associate with me anymore, but I don't know who that would be, if that answers your question.
Yeah.
I don't really worry about it too much anymore. And again, I don't talk about it publicly and out in the open, and I don't wear Summer on my sleeve when I go out, even though, she is who she is.
Now, do you get people that recognize? I was gonna say they do recognize you. What's that?
I've been out at a nightclub, and people, are you Summer? Well, yeah.
Do you ever fuck with them and be like, no, my name is Autumn?
Sometimes I'll do that too. Summer who?
Not Summer, I'm Autumn. Sorry, you got the wrong season. But I mean, are people respectful when they come up to you, or?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Very much so.
Well, that's
Very
always
much
a good
so.
thing because you obviously you
Hmm.
don't, it could be the other alternative where people just come up to you and are just, fucking douchebags. Um,
No, they've all been very, very nice. Like I said, again, even the people, everybody I've worked with, like I said, I can't really think. Maybe there's, yeah, two people I would say I probably never work with again. But there's no specific reason. It's just like, no, done.
just didn't gel.
It didn't gel. It didn't feel comfortable. But everybody else has been great.
It's not
Absolutely
you,
great.
it's me. You know what I mean? I like
Yeah,
that one. I like that answer.
yeah.
You know. Now, aside from AVN coming up again, AVN the 21st or 25th, you'll be there. The 2 days at Dark. What was it? The Dark. What booth here? The
Dark
Dark.
Fans,
Yep. So you'll be
Dark Fans
there.
booth
Dark Fans
is,
booth
yeah,
1304. Um,
1304.
you'll be doing that. You talked about Hubby I'm Home. What
Home.
other projects do we have coming up in 2026? What's something else you could kind of tease for the fans out there that you're like, hey, you might want to be on the lookout for this. This is going to be pretty epic.
I've got a couple of more professional shoots coming up in 2026. So I'm looking forward to that. Those are always good. They really gets me out there. I'm going to continue my Stud Man for Summer series because that one really sells well for me. If you haven't seen it, you should get either on my OnlyFans, ManyVids, wherever you find me, you can find my videos. So those sell really pretty well for me. I'm going to maybe do some other things this year too that I've not done. Maybe some cosplay. Like I said, I definitely like to have fun and just do some different things. So I might do a little cosplay and see what summer might look like with long red hair.
Okay. So the
Bright
fantasies of
red
different
long
people out
hair.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So
strawberry shortcake.
there you go. There's a
I want
fetish
to be
for it out
strawberry
there.
shortcake. Yeah.
Yeah, you could smear a little, some icing all over the body, and I mean,
Yeah.
there's people will buy it. People will be into it.
Oh, I know. I know.
Now,
Hmm.
the big thing, like you said, is being active, being interactive with your fans. Plug where everybody can find you at online because we have so many catfishing, AI, so much other bullshit going on. Where can people find the real you, the real Summer?
Okay. OnlyFans is Foxy Fit Gilf, and on X it is. They always make you do weird stuff on X. I wish that they could just keep like normal things. But on X, I am Fit Gilf 67121. Again, Fit Gilf 67121. And Instagram absolutely hates me, so I don't care. I'm on my third one. They hate my
Well,
boobs.
well, a lot of people love them, and we love them. And
I
speaking of the boobs,
know.
what a question I got from people is like, what size are the boobs?
Oh, they are a 32H for huge.
H for huge, very huge. Love it. Now, I mean,
32
now,
huge.
do you plan on going bigger or like?
Oh,
Because a lot of
hell no.
people love the
Hell
boobs.
no. I know, but it's okay. That too is getting crazy. That one lady today got 5,400 cc's in her boobs. She's
Yeah, that's
not any
insane.
bigger than me. I have no idea how she even gets out of bed.
Feels like one of those TV shows that you would find on like A&E or something, or on like
Yeah,
TLC. You know what I mean? My Big Boob Life or something.
yeah. I can't because I did meet a girl at Exotica. She has like 5,200 cc boobs too, and she was telling me that her back is in constant pain. She can't even get out of bed. I'm like, then get the damn things out. You
Yeah.
know. I'm thinking about it. I'm
Some
like,
of them,
oh my
sometimes
God.
it's not always a matter of, doing it because you're, a marketing thing. Some people just, are wired a little differently. It becomes like an obsession
Yep,
thing
I
where,
know.
like it's almost like a disease in a way. It's like plastic surgery.
That's
Some of these
true, yeah.
people just, they don't even realize what, the mental block that they're causing themselves to do that. But we're happy that you're content with that. The fans love that. Some of the fans that were sending in questions, they weren't even questions. They were just comments, just telling her, just to let her know that they love your boobs. So, but you mentioned all the places people could find you, and another great thing is your link tree. So just
Right.
Linktree, it's /FoxyFitGilf. So you could search just the Foxy Fit Gilf on
Yep.
there. That'll bring up all of your official links and everything. Is there anything else you want the fans to know before we allow you to get on your way and make your trip to Vegas?
Just that I'm glad that they found me, and I hope that they're enjoying what I'm producing, and that I just want to continue to have more fun in 2026, and may we all just be a little nicer to one another.
Yeah, we definitely need that. We definitely need that. Too much bullshit going on in this world and
Yeah.
specifically in this country right now. We just really need to kind of tone it down and just, I don't mean, I wish I had the answers. You know what I mean? I just kind of feel like if we all kind of just do our own part, maybe it'll just, it'll become, you know,
Yeah.
addictive to the point where we, everybody just decides to just kind of be nice. I mean, just try it. I mean, fuck it. What's the worst that could
Exactly.
happen? I mean, just try it.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
any other kink. Just try it. Just try it one time. Don't knock it till you try it.
Mm-hmm.
But we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. And again, make sure you see her at the Dark Fans booth at the AVN's Vegas 21st to the 25th. She'll be there Thursday, January 22nd from 5 to 8 p.m. and then Friday, January 23rd from 12 to 3 p.m. at booth 1304. Follow her on her socials, FitGilf. You get all the details about that. Like I said, Foxy Fit Gilf on the link tree. You'll get all the information. Stay on top of all that. We'll be reposting everything at MMB Radio. Thank you again for just taking the time to talk to us. It's been really cool to get a chance to talk to you and kind of hear your story.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it.
All right, we'll be hearing great things from you real soon.
All right. Well, you take care and thank you, MMB Radio. Hey there. This is Summer Angel, a.k.a. your Foxy Fit Gilf. And I'm here with Mixmaster B on MMB Radio.